Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to break down a surprisingly simple method for building good habits. And it's all based on one core idea, making the first step so easy, you literally can't say no. So let's get right into it, because I think we've all been there, right? We know our habits pretty much shape our lives, but actually creating good ones, well, that can feel impossibly hard sometimes. We start out with these fantastic intentions. We want to be more productive, get healthier, maybe read more books. But then, life happens. The follow-through just isn't there, and before we know it, we're right back where we started. So, what is going on here? Well, what's so interesting about the thinking here is that it's probably not a lack of willpower on your part. The real problem is actually in how we've been taught to approach and measure our progress. You've probably heard this number bouncing around. There's some well-known research that suggests, on average, it takes about 66 days for a new behavior to become a totally automatic habit. But here is the absolute core insight. When we measure our progress in days, hitting a target like 66 of them, well, it feels like a marathon. It's so intimidating that it can make us give up before we've even really started. Okay, so if thinking in days is the problem, what's the solution? It's simple, really. We just need to shrink our unit of effort down to something way less intimidating. And this is where the 5-minute method comes in. The whole idea is to make the barrier to entry so ridiculously low that the energy it takes to just start feels like pretty much nothing. It makes the task so small that there's just no good reason to skip it. And you might be thinking, come on, 5 minutes? What is that really going to do? And that's a totally fair question. But the real power here isn't in that single 5-minute block. It's in how those little blocks add up over time. It's all about compounding. So just picture this for a second. Let's say you're productive for about 8 hours in your day. Now, what if you took just 5 minutes, only 5, out of each of those hours to work on your new habit? And boom, all of a sudden, you've racked up 40 minutes of focused practice in a single day. And think about it, that's way more than most people manage when they try to force themselves through one huge, daunting session. But it gets even better when you zoom out. That tiny, manageable daily effort, it explodes into almost 240 hours of practice over a single year. The long-term impact is just huge. You know, it's not just about racking up the hours. The real goal, the end game here, is to make the new behavior so ingrained, so deep-seated, that it becomes completely effortless. I mean, think about it. Do you have to pump yourself up with a motivational speech to brush your teeth in the morning? Of course not. You just do it. It's automatic. That is the exact target we're aiming for. All right, so how do you actually do this? It's pretty simple. First, and this part is absolutely key, pick one habit, just one. Then schedule your little 5-minute blocks throughout your day. Keep doing that until it feels totally second nature, and only then, and I mean only then, should you even think about adding another habit. And you can apply this to pretty much anything you can think of, whether it's mental health stuff like 5 minutes of meditation, or professional skills like learning new vocabulary, or even just physical well-being like doing a few simple stretches at your desk. Now here's maybe the most important mindset shift of all. It's not about feeling inspired or motivated. Your mood, your feelings, they're totally irrelevant. The only thing that really truly matters is just showing up for those 5 minutes. That's it. So what this all boils down to is a really simple but powerful idea. By shrinking the commitment, by making that unit of effort incredibly small, we can totally bypass the mental roadblocks that usually stop us dead in our tracks. Okay, so we've walked through the why and the how. The method itself couldn't be simpler. Really, the only thing left to do is to decide on your first tiny step. So, what 5-minute habit will you start today? Thanks for tuning in.